Welcome back. Thank you very much for tuning in with Forever True TV. Welcome back to another episode of Forever True TV. I am your host, Angelique, and today we are going to be discussing some things that just came up on Facebook about the Kenneka Jenkins case. And we're going to go over a couple of discussions about the case. Today I have my sister, as well as one of the good friends of mine, Miss Jessica. She's going to be joining me today. And I wanted to just go over a few things. One of the things I wanted to go over was the incident that is happening right now. So before I do that, I want to say hi to Tracy. Hi to Sharak. Queen Go Hard. I know you be there with Black, so I know you're down, so I ain't even worried about it. Today we have Sherry Alexander, Smash Moves Entertainment. We have Ann. Thanks for your work, because I don't like going on Facebook. You are so welcome, sweetheart. And Sharak, hey, my queen. Oh, is that P Money? Yay! P Money, you know P Money. Now you got to get off of that brand and get you some hen dog, man. You know what I'm talking about this. So you did a wonderful, wonderful job with your interview. I was watching it, and you did a wonderful job on there. But y'all don't know what's wrong with y'all, but y'all got to be smoking that dank and the whole 9 yards all up on y'all thing. I don't knock y'all for that. But today, I am only drinking on Sprite. That is it. 7-Up. Sprite today. No, this is Sprite. So meanwhile, back at that ranch, I just wanted to come in right at this particular time. I'm just going to kind of go over a few things, and then Jess is going to come in and she's going to talk as well. But at this particular time, what I wanted to do is I wanted to read this to you. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole lot because we both have assignments to take care of today. And I want to make sure that is taken care of before we get, before we go deeper into what I want to talk about. Now I just need to find what I was going to talk about. See, oh, there it goes. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is someone sent me, they tagged my name in something that came up on Facebook about the Kenneka Jenkins case. Apparently, it's a witness statement. And it's apparently done by the investigating officer, Detective Delacavo, badge number 1444. The date said 10/25/2018. And then it has a witness with the name blanked off. So the reason why, I hear you, Ann. So the reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I read it. Now, I went through in the beginning when they first put the actual whole entire thing up on the Rosemont PD. I actually went there, and at the same time, I downloaded everything, literally downloaded. This book here is just full of all the reports that they had up on the actual website. And I made a binder out of it because I wanted to take it to work and just read it. So mine stopped at like 10:15, the date, October the 15th. But I didn't realize, some people don't bother to go back and check, and some people do, which is good. Anyway, I went back and I checked because of this here that was sent to me just a few minutes ago. And it says that the date was 10:25. Well, guess what? When I pulled all my reports at that time, there was no 10:25 there. And what's so strange is that the documentation has this big old thing across that says closed. Why would they do that with this here information? Now, remind you, when Rosemont PD put up the actual investigating case, it was in October prior to the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was prior to the 25th. If you guys know anything better, let me know. And so when I went up and looked at it today, that same document that I'm getting ready to read to you guys, it's not up there. However, they are entering stuff as of December the 15th. They're still adding stuff. So I pulled the rest of whatever the documents that was added up there around December, towards the end. I'm talking about from the time that I stopped with what I had in the beginning when they first put it up to right now. Now I'm up to date with whatever they've added on there. My question to you guys is why are they still adding stuff if they close the case? That's the first question. The second thing is that if you guys go back and you look at my actual, I called it the debunking from the video of Kenneka, and I felt she was still alive inside the freezer. Now, to my knowledge, when I gave my own opinion and description of what I felt happened with Kenneka, because everybody has their own opinion. You cannot get mad because somebody thinks different. I never will be mad because you may think that I was wrong, or I may think that you was wrong. It's okay. Now, don't quote me, because I'm going to just say this here, and I could care less if anybody gets mad, because again, we have our own opinions. You have to vet your own information. You have to get your own information. You do your own research, and you come up with your own conclusions based on your research, not because you hear it from me, but because you believe it in your heart. So I have believed that Kenneka Jenkins was still alive in the freezer based on the photos, doing the research on, just looking at the photos and really just staring at them. And I noticed that the shoe print, her footprint of the shoe. Now, can we say it really was hers? No. But can you match up those shoes with the footprints that's on the floor? Yes. So that's where I came up with the conclusion that she was alive. Now, all of a sudden, look at this here. I want you guys to listen to this here if you have not heard it. This is what is being broadcast on Facebook. It says, by investigating officer, apparently is the one who typed this up. It's so strange though, but listen to it. And I'm reading it from my other computer because I didn't want to put my name and stuff up on this here video. So it says, on September the 9th, 2017, at about maybe 2:30 a.m., I went to the Crown Plaza Hotel to chill with my boy Macho, who works as the midnight security. Maybe twice a week, I go there to spark up with Macho on his break. We go down to the kitchen area that is closed and we smoke up in the cooler. Usually it's just me and Macho. But on this night, there was an older man who looked like a janitor smoking with us. Macho introduced us, but I forgot his name. So maybe 15 to 20 minutes into our session, here comes some drunk chick walking into the cooler. Everybody, including the girl, stopped and stared. The girl looked drunk and a little surprised. But when she looked at Macho, she seemed to recognize him. Then she started to smirk, walking towards us. She asked Macho what he was doing down here, smoking that stink shit. That Macho giggled and asked her what she was doing down here. She almost fell to the side and said, those bitches taking too long with her shit and she needs some air. She was talking with her eyes closed and it was hard to hear her. She told Macho she feels funny. Then Macho grabbed her by her waist and told her he will make her feel better. Macho started looking at us, smiling, and started taking her pants down. She could barely resist, but she was asking him what he was doing. Macho started sex from behind, and her body was limp with no energy, and soon me and the other guy went. I felt stupid. Macho went to go again, but started getting crazy and bit her titty. And then, and that's when she finally got some energy and grabbed Macho by the face and smacked him. Macho got mad, so he picked her up and slammed her right on her face. She started to bleed, and we told Macho to chill, but he was pissed. He put the bag over her head and then was on the floor fighting. Then we stopped him and took it off. Then Macho picked her up and threw her in one of the freezers. She was still alive, but was coughing and crying. Macho turned the freezer on and shut the lights off and told us to let's go. The next day, Macho told me she died and the family and friends were causing trouble, but not to worry because his guy would hold us down. I see people talking about it, and this girl won't let me sleep. So I want to step up. I can't take it. She wasn't supposed to die. We was just having fun. So is Tune here? Thank you, Tune, for coming in. Hi, sweetheart. With that being said, I'm going to bring Jessica on right quick because I want to ask her how does she feel about what was being said just now.
So I hear an echo. Is it yours or mine?
That must be yours because I am actually on mute, so there's nothing else around me.
Hold on.
Facebook. Okay, so while we're holding on, Chirac, I'm gonna get to you about that. I'm gonna get to you about all of that. So just be patient. We're gonna get some questions and stuff. Hey, Giselle, Mita Guzman, thank you for coming in. G-Lib, thank you, love, for coming in.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, sweetheart.
Okay, so I read that witness statement when it first started surfacing the web, and the first thing I noticed was that there was a close. The word "close" was stamped over the statement, and so that kind of raised my eyebrows about that because all their other witness statements, we knew it was a number of them that were uploaded to the website did not have that. So I questioned the authenticity in that statement. And it, certain parts of it, it kind of makes you wonder if it's true. The part where the person said that when she recognized this Mancho guy, she obviously recognized him because she smiled. And it takes me back to remembering viewing the footage of when her and the three girls first walked in, and as they was walking past, I guess, another room or whatever, she was looking, you know, her direction. She was looking as if she knew somebody or recognized somebody. I don't know if everybody saw that footage of when the girls first walked in, it was for them. And whatever was to the left of her, it's like she was walking, but her head was still looking in that direction. And so when I first saw that piece of footage, the other girls were still walking and looking straight ahead. The first thing that came to my mind was, I wonder if she recognized somebody, which is why she was looking so hard. Because even when they passed the door, she was still looking back. And later it was revealed, I don't know how true this is because I've never been down there to the hotel, but later it was revealed that that area that she was looking in, that was the security
Area.
booth area. So that's what was said, you know, later. Like I said, I don't know how accurate that is because I've never been down there to the Crown Plaza Hotel, but I know a lot of people were saying that. So in this witness statement, it kind of makes you think about, I know for me, thinking about some of the footage that I saw, and I just questioned the authenticity of it because of the fact that the clothes stamp was over the statement and all their other statements did not have that. And then two, I don't see them actually releasing that and not having anybody in custody. I feel like if they put that much effort into editing footage and blacking out names on some of the witness statements, I don't believe that they would actually just release that and have all these names exposed. So because technology is so advanced and you know you can do just about anything now, I'm thinking that possibly somebody created that document and released it. And also when I did try to go back in the website, the Freedom of Information website, and sift through the witness statements, I didn't see that in there.
Me neither. That's what
So
I was.
the other thing is, now it could be that this is someone that did witness something and you know they just don't want to come forward, so they're just kind of like throwing out, you know, throwing out something. It's just the same as if people that, you know, call in anonymous tips. They don't reveal their name, but they reveal information that could, you know, that'll help the investigators. And so I'm thinking that it could be that.
Yes.
Now, I saw today where somebody actually went online and found this Mancho guy, that the name was revealed in the statement, that they actually was able to pull up a profile picture, a profile on Facebook with that name. And it looks and it kind of made the hairs on my arms stand up a little bit because the guy that was on the page actually resembled one of the security officers. Now, you know, like again, because it's social media, people make up fake pages, they use other people's names. You know, you really can't 100% trust what you see. But that statement alone just kind of, you know, I just don't see Rosemont. I don't even see them overlooking. Let's say they just, for instance, overlooked something and, you know, forgot to edit it out. I don't even see them even doing something like that, especially with if that's with that statement being so crucial. I don't see that them even accidentally overlooking and releasing that to the public. I just don't. So I don't think it's something that Rosemont released. I think it was something somebody created. Now, if it's true or not, you know, who knows? But that's just my take on it.
Okay. Okay. Um, I feel you on that. Um, but as far as that, you know, I thought myself, as you know, Oh God, it's just been so much. It has been really so much, and it is really starting to get to a point where I'm getting frustrated because I wish they would just come on and just go and let people know. But I can tell you this here one thing, and that is when I saw this, I felt the same way with you. And that is why they're going to put this big old close sign on here and then so-called post it, and you don't see it nowhere at all on the
Now we
little.
do it. We do have to. We do have to. That part, right? Because like I said, you're not gonna stamp closed on a witness statement. I just, and the fact it's not in there. And see, that's the thing too, because it's so much redacted. So much of the files and stuff has been redacted. Which is also known as editing. Who's to say with them still uploading stuff in the files, and technically this was closed by them in October. Here it is December, and they're still uploading information in the files, but they're also editing stuff that's in there. So the whole thing, I just think it's just, I think all of this that they're doing is still to deceive not only the public but the family, and to still hold on and create the illusion of she caused her own death. And
Yes.
so, all this is just to confuse everybody. So now you got all these thousands of theories and this, that, and the other. And that's really what all this is. But I do believe that the answers are in some of that footage. It's just having the right pair of eyes, the right type of software to actually sift through things and see, you know, what was done, who was there. And, I had said, when this first surfaced, it's going to take months and months and months, maybe even years, hopefully not years. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at a corrupt police department,
Mm-hmm.
that's not something that can be, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. That's not something that can unravel even within a few months,
Right.
So I just, at this point, I just kind of feel like everything that they have released to the public um, is, I just don't think it's authentic. I think that it's still a lot of concealing the identities of a lot of people. And I think this person just put this out there. And if you really look at the details, it's kind of like you can kind of notice how they were saying things that were actually in the autopsy report. That she was
Yes.
found face down in the corner, and you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't see any kind of bite marks on her chest, but then again, those images were blacked out. But somebody did post the image on social media of her actual breast. I don't know how they got that, but I think they said that Rosemont had kind of slipped up in one of those images. They forgot to, edit that portion of her chest out. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I saw it, in my naked eyes, I didn't see any bite mark. But then again, the image wasn't crystal clear either. So anybody can create a document, like I said, with the software that's available now and technology, and write something up. And to me, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like they just put a storyline together of including details of that was released to the public, and just made a big storyline and wrote up as a document. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It could be true. That could actually be what happened, and then
Yeah.
again, it could not. You really can't say.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is absolutely true. And it really and when, like I said, before this document so-called surface, and even Anne, she says, she said, she asked the question, so did this here document surface on Facebook? I mean, where did it come from? Like you said, somebody could have easily just created that, took the headlining of the paper and started that, because maybe they really feel that this case needs to be reopened. And they're trying to do whatever they can to get the FBI to really get involved, whether it is to create a fake document. But then again, you think about it. If they create a fake document, to have a case reopened, what benefit really is it going to do with this so-called made up names? If they are made up names, if they are, we don't know that for sure, but it could be
Yeah.
that they're made up names. So, so that's where I get, frustrated because you get people that start swaying with the truth. They already
And,
say
and it's always it. Not to interrupt you, Angelique, but it's going to
yeah.
stay that way. It's going to stay that way because the public got involved, and the only way it'll even calm down a little bit is if um the public was made aware of, just something, some kind of statement, or let's say they, arrested somebody, then that might kind of calm it down. But it's going to stay like this because there has been no recent statements on the progress of the case. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's this is what you're gonna get, and this is what happens when the public gets involved, or slash when the family asks the pub for the public's help. This is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens. You got the good people, the bad people, and it's really a circus. And if you think about it, it's really just on social media, because even when you Google Kenneka Jenkins, the last media statement, the last time the media even reported on the case was back in October, after they released the footage.
Exactly.
After the lawyers, I think it was Sam, not Larry, but Sam said. Sam made a statement that with the images that were released, it raised more questions than answers, and I
Yes.
believe that was like October 17th or 20th or something like that. And that's all you see. You don't see nothing else. So really, the awareness of it is still inside social media. It's not out to the actual media, to the news media and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe if the news channel could probably speak on it, then I think that maybe it'll shed some light on it, because right now it's just contained to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, which is the three social media websites that people use.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And that's and again, like you said, we are pretty much reading off of what the Instagram, Twitter, and whatnot, what's going on in social media, and they're just making to me, it's almost like they're making a mockery of this here, and people are just trying to gain something out of it instead of really trying to look at what's the scenario. But again, someone did say that it's bigger than Kenneka, and she just happened to be there and whatnot. But who's to say? So now we're on this situation. So let me. What I want to do is I want to know is if there's somebody that is watching right now that would like to get on the panel tonight and speak on it, and maybe draw up something that they would like to say about it. If they do, feel free to email me at forevertruetv@gmail.com. I will go ahead and get your information, your email, and then just add you in, or just if you feel free to put your email address down below the live chat, then I can add them in as well. But I'm going to look at something. Miss,
And I have a question too, Angelique. This is something that maybe we can get some, just as another topic,
yes,
get
feedback.
the opinions of, get some opinions.
Yeah.
So, uh, you know, um, I was thinking, and this is no disrespect to Teresa Martin or her family, but I was wondering if she had not identified her daughter as walking, if she had not identified and said, yes, this is my daughter walking on the footage, I wonder if that would have changed their conclusion that it was accidental.
Wow, that's a good question. What does our live audience think about that? What do you guys, did you guys hear that question? If you heard that question, respond to that question. Can you repeat that question for us, Jessica?
I was wondering that, this is nothing you can do about it now, but it was just a thought I had. What if they had asked her, what if when they asked her, is this your daughter walking on surveillance? If she had said no, would that have changed their conclusion of it being an accident?
Hmm.
Because I think it makes me think that, okay, if she had said no, that's not her daughter, but yes, this is my daughter in the freezer, then you see what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
that would have changed. I think that would have changed the direction that they was going in, which was, oh,
Place.
she caused her own demise. She walked herself in the freezer. Because
Yeah.
you have to remember, shortly after then they did a reenactment. People were saying that, oh, the reenactment was her uh, in the frames. No, the reenactment was, and they had a video of that in their files, where they took their camera and walked the path they believed that she took to end up in the freezer. And so I'm thinking, well, what if she had said, no, that's not my daughter. That's not my daughter on footage. And then if you think about it, when you look at the frames, you never really see her face. The only time that I felt that you could really see a clear picture of what was supposed to be her was when she got off the elevator. But those other frames, like that dark hallway and the ones by the stairwell, you never really saw a clear picture of her. And remember how when it first surfaced, everybody thought this. Well, she looks a little wide.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't look, with the hips and, the long hair. That doesn't look like that's her. When
Yeah.
she first came in front of the camera view, it was from the back. It wasn't the front. And then even when she came back towards the direction that she came in, for me, it's the resolution was so poor. You really couldn't, you just said, okay, yeah, that does look like her. But the resolution was so poor, to me, I always felt like it was overlapping, or that it was actually somebody else there and they just inserted her over that person, kind of merged two people together, but
Mm-hmm.
had her over the person, which is why she looked so wide. And then, playing it back and playback at a slow speed, you could actually see some of the morphing you could actually see somebody with a black hoodie on. And that's why the hair was so wide. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, what if she had said, no, that's not my daughter on footage, but this is my daughter in the freezer?
Yes.
Then what could they have done then? You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I think that would have put a monkey in their wrench. I think that would have, caused them to, they would, what I'm saying? They couldn't have just stuck with oh yeah, she walked herself in the freezer. Because if I'm saying that's not my daughter walking on camera, then how can you tell me that when you found her in the freezer that she was, deceased, that she walked in there by herself?
Uh-huh.
And if you think about it, it's the same as the whole. She said that it was a camera, and they're saying it's not a. First they said it wasn't. First they said the camera wasn't working. Then they said the camera was destroyed. I mean, the camera was inoperable. But she always said that it was the camera, and I believe Teresa Martin. I believe it was the camera where she said it was at. I believe her 100%. So I'm thinking, that's just my thought. It's nothing that can be done about it now. But I was just thinking, I wonder if she had said that wasn't her daughter, what would have been their direction from that point on?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the one thing I can say is that um I wanted to let you know that when it comes to being on camera, I have family members that are professional, people who are actors and actresses. It does say that that's the reason why the people try to get so slim. They try to lose so much weight
Because
because
it
the
puts
camera
10
does
pounds
make
on them.
them look a whole lot larger.
Yeah.
So, with that
They said the
being
camera
said,
adds 10 pounds. If you
yeah,
put 10 pounds on the camera, yeah.
yeah, and so
So
Gojo Buddy, thank you very much for coming in, Gojo Buddy. He says different camera angles will make you look wider or thinner. Rosemont has clear videos that aren't distorted. So he says that.
But see,
Yeah.
that's the thing, though. Yeah, they do have a lot of footage where the resolution is clear, it's not distorted. But why is it that the footage that they put up, and it was just little clips, it wasn't like it was very short clips of her walking through some of the surveillance. Why is it that those clips are dark and shadowy, and then the wall look dark, and but then when you look at clips and you look at the footage from like the food hall and other areas of the hotel, which apparently she was never in, those are crystal clear.
Yeah.
See, that's what's disturbing to me. That's what bothers me, and that's why I say that they did edit out a lot of individuals to give the illusion that she was by herself from the moment she walked out that room to the moment they discovered her in that freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Because to
Exactly.
me, all footage should be clear. It shouldn't be this is clear, this isn't. It you know it's I just think that's a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So
Now,
yeah, she could have been wide. I mean, she could have been, Angelique, she could have been yeah, it's true. The camera does add 10 pounds to you, but like I said, it's not even just so much about her size. You also have to look at the fact of the images of her in the frames are poor. And
mm-hmm.
but you can go look in the laundry files and see people walking, pushing carts, and it's crystal clear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that is true. I noticed that a lot of the footage, you can see all that stuff is crystal clear. But when it came to her, it was just like distorted. Half of the stuff was distorted. So,
That's because they were hiding. That's because they went in and did a lot of stuff to those frames. And like I said, to support the narrative that she was by herself. And
uh-huh.
it's not no other explanation for that.
Yes. Yes. So Anne says, she says, did we ever find out who the black gentleman was walking in the same exact pathway Kenneka did, taking photos with his phone? Have you guys seen that? I haven't seen that. Have you seen that?
No.
I haven't seen that. Um, um, I haven't seen that at all. So that is something that I would do some research on. If it was a file or footage, then maybe you guys can send that to me and I can kind of review it for myself because again, I don't want to just blurt out something if I don't do my own research and vet it for myself. So that would be something
But
that
I haven't looked at all of the footages. Those files are big, and some of them are 11 hours long, and I didn't look at everything. I
yes,
just really looked at the ones that they released to the media for the footage of the path that they think she took. Those are the ones I looked at. I didn't really look at nothing else. So
exactly. So what I want to do is I'm just gonna say because I know that we're not gonna be on too much longer because I know we still got to get over to Glib's talk and to Black because I need to hear his stuff. But I wanted to to just when I went back onto the actual Rosemont PD's website, I went and I pulled up a few of the interviews that they had. This one had to be whoever was doing the interview. Now, the thing about it is that when they posted up on the actual website, they posted an actual journal, a list of everything that they so-called did the whole time. That way you don't have to kind of go through all those different reports that they individually put up. They have this one like a journal that says, from line that says, okay, on this particular day we did this, on this day we did this, on this day we did this here. And it's supposed to match up with the police reports that are placed up on the website. What I noticed is that they did not have these 3 or 4 individual logs that I have now. It was not logged on the log entry. and one of them was report number 138. I did not see it on the log entry. I thought I had it, but apparently it was put up on 12/15. It was entered on 12/15. So that means that it was not up there. Am I correct, or am I just thinking weird?
Well, I heard that they did. I had heard that they did upload a new log entry on there, and I just scanned through it, but I didn't really read it or whatever. So I don't know.
Mhm. Okay, so let me read this one that was interesting to me. It says this was entered on 10/25, 2017 at 10:55 by a Sergeant Thomas Dulles. Now, again, this was not put up on the Rosemont PD's website until around December. But it says on 9/28/17 at approximately 12:30, Lieutenant Muich, 1428, and I, which is Dulles, made contact with, the name is blacked out, but in parentheses it says Sticks, while we were exiting the residence of blank, in parentheses Miguel. So technically they're not hiding the names. If you really look at them and then you look at the footage and you look at the actual time that the people who are doing the interview say what time they entered or exit or what they were doing, you can pinpoint who's the one really doing the talking. So I don't even know why they even try to black out their names the way they're blacking them out, because they're still putting in there Sticks and Miguel, not unless they're alias names. And then it says blank advised he heard we had been looking for him and an interview was completed at blank in Chicago. Blank stated the following in summary and not verbatim. Blank advised that he has known Kenneka Jenkins for a while and she was like family. He went to the Crown Plaza in Rosemont at approximately 02 hours on 9/9 from what he recalled. So all we would have to do is simply go in and check and see who arrived at 02 in the morning. Then we'll kind of pinpoint who was all coming in the door. So now it says that blank stated he saw on Facebook from Bree blank that there was a party at the hotel. Blank stated he traveled to the party with Smacks, Cocky, X, and Wood. Smacks was identified as blank, interviewed, followed, and supplement attached. Cocky was identified as blank and a previously interviewed. X was identified as blank, interviewed, followed, and supplement attached. Wood was identified as blank and previously interviewed. Blank stated that he observed Jenkins at the party and that she was drinking Hennessy and was drunk. He further said that everyone at the party was friendly and the usual chill crew that hangs out. There was drinking and smoking at the party, he stated. He knew that some people at the party were on pills, which he claimed was ecstasy. Blake stated that he was drinking alcohol and smoked marijuana as well. There was a lot of people at the party, which he advised was over 20 of them. The last time Blank saw Jenkins was when she was leaving the hotel room. He stated that Jenkins left the room and appeared drunk as she was leaving. Blank did not think anything of it as she left with two friends he believed was Blank and Blank. Blank stated prior to Jenkins leaving, she appeared normal, just drinking liquor and social. He stated that no one was bothering anyone and everyone was cool and no one had ill intentions at the party. Blank and the subjects he arrived with eventually left the hotel room around 4 in the morning. They left to go back and party more in Chicago. Blank had no additional information to provide. Blank is a self-admitted member of the Goody Mob faction of the Vice Lord Street Gang. A photo of Blank was taken and electronically attached to his file. Now, with that being said, he just to know that he is in the Vice Lord street gang, he not gonna give up no information. And even the little information that he did give was detailed enough to let us know that he came in at 2 o'clock in the morning, but he left at 4 in the morning. So was he part of the gang that was helped looking? But he says that he left at 4 in the morning. They all left to go party some more. So was it that they didn't know that she was missing and they just was hanging out? Or what? You see what I'm saying? Because if you look at the file and the footage, half of them was out there so-called looking for Kenneka. If you look at the footage.
Yeah.
And they were there until early in the morning. It was after 4 o'clock when we was looking at the footage. But apparently, Teresa states that they called her at 4:30 in the morning saying that her daughter was missing. They couldn't find her. Right?
Right.
So like Ann said, she said she don't know any gang who gets online to tell us what they did. And that's true. So this is an original report, and that came from the Rosemont PD's website. So that's the reason why I said any information that is floating on Facebook and whatnot, if I can't vet it personally myself, meaning that make phone calls and ask. If it was up to me, right? If it was early enough, I would call this so-called detective and ask him, "Did you write up this report? Because your name is on this report." And I think that's what I am going to do. I am going to call the Rosemont PD and ask for this particular detective and ask him, "Did you write this report? Because this is what's going on right now on Facebook. And if that's the case, then why haven't you done an arrest?" What you guys think? Our watchers and viewers, what do you guys think? Anybody got anything they want to say? Now, I just was trying to bring in D Slick, because she wanted to come in, Miss Dawn, and she said she was on her way home. So we're trying to see if she's home right now. If she's home, then we can invite her in all respect. I wanted to also talk with Coco Brown this evening and Tuni to see what they had to say about this here situation. Is my D Slick in? Okay, so is there anybody that would like to comment or come on with us tonight and talk about this here? If there is anybody that would like to come on, they can. Otherwise, that was one of the things that we wanted to talk about. Another thing I wanted to also, you're welcome, Tuni. I wanted to also mention, you were mentioning, Jess, about something on Facebook about Lamont Record going to be doing another protest or something like that. What was being said about that?
Well, he's organized a protest for next Friday, I think from 6:30 to 10, and it's supposed to be in front of the Rosemont Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And so if whoever wants to see the flyer he put up, is you just look up his name on Facebook, Lamont Record, and it's on there. You probably have to scroll down his timeline, but it's on there though.
Well, honey, he blocked me. He don't like me because I told him a thing or two one time.
Wow.
I guess he felt that I was wrong for telling him. He was creating this organization called Bring Them Home. I mean, bring the children to America. Bring them home to America, or something like that. He was apparently supposed to be creating this organization about bringing missing children home. and whatnot. I don't really know the whole scenario of it, but I know that, with that being said, um, uh, uh, I was explaining to him that, I know an organization that I deal with, and they do that. They are very well known worldwide. They're called CUE, and they bring home, they have the whole 9 yards. They have investigators. They have people who work with cadavers. They get out there. Uh, they're out there. They send their dogs out. They have people that have hound dogs. They bring those dogs out there. They've got a whole team that's they go all over the United States looking for people, and they will send out information. If you're one of their members, they will send you a private email, tell you that you cannot actually send out the information. You can't share that information because it's private information. And they go out and they look for these missing people, not just children, but they go out looking for missing people. And pretty much they help. They actually helped bring one of my friends home, even though we found him. It goes from looking and doing a search to a search and rescue, meaning, and then it goes from the search and rescue to recovering. So mainly they just want to recover the body. And that's one of the things that they do. They try their best to find the body. And so that's why I was telling him, and he got an attitude and blocked me. So I was like, I don't give a damn. I'm just telling you what time it is. If you don't care, you don't care. You can block me. It doesn't matter. Anybody can always go in and create a fake account and start watching them again. They just don't realize that live means public. It is not, you can pick and choose who you want to see you when you go live. So those are some of the things that I wanted to say. So anyway, I have the silk for my daughter still awake. Don't want her in the background. No problem. That's okay. Go Joe Buddy says, really, with all that's being going on, they should reopen it just to settle it once and for all. I think that is a good idea that he spoke on that. And if she has any questions, if they did, would be her chance. That is true. So with that being said, I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight with us. It was only supposed to be a few minutes. We've been on quite some time. But again, we just only wanted to be on to bring up what was surfacing on Facebook right now with this so-called what are they calling it, sister? What they calling this thing? Investigating witness statement that was apparently done on 10/25. I am going to personally call Detective Dil La Cava, and I'm going to ask him: is he the one who actually wrote this this statement? I'm going to do it because that's me. I like to investigate anyway, regardless, but I just want to know if it's the truth. If whether he tells me the truth that he did or didn't, and if he says that he didn't, I'm going to say, then where did the document come? If he said that he did, I'm going to say, why isn't the document on the Rosemont PD's website with the rest of the actual statements? So those are some of the questions that I'm going to do. I am going to say thank you. So D Slick says, did y'all see the text message from someone talking about the case on the Kenneka's page? No, I didn't. And to reopen the case, yes. I don't think that they need Teresa Martin's approval to reopen the case. If they felt that, that's just like closed case files. If they feel that they found enough efficient evidence, they're going to go to her and tell her. Excuse me. They're going to go and tell her, we found evidence. We're considering reopening the case. They don't have to ask her nothing. If they feel that they have gotten somebody that they can actually sit there and find somebody who really did it and have an arrest, they don't have to ask her for anything. That's a DA's choice. That's the DA and the prosecuting attorneys, they have the right to reopen up a case. The family members don't have say so if they decide to. They're going to reopen the case. They're going to reopen the case. They will go and inform the family members, but they don't need permission. So with that being said, I'm not going to talk anymore, Jessica. We're done with what we wanted to talk about tonight. I do thank everybody for tuning in with us, because again, this was something that I wanted to do tonight. We will be back on again sometime within the next few days. But with that being said, we are out of here, and we thank you again, Jessica, for tuning in with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Toonie, for helping us tonight. Thank you, Coco Brown, for helping us tonight. You know who you are. Thank you, Gojo Buddy, for tuning in with us. Thank you, Ann, for your questions and your answers. I'll be looking in my email for everything. Thank you so much, Slick, for Lisa Tiffany to try to come on. I want to say thank you, Tony Pear, Tracy Trobal. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all of those who came on tonight. I want to say thank you to Michelle Bradley. And I want to also say, G-Liv, thank you very much for all your help with getting us set up, as well as I want to also say thank you to Jay Doe. Queen Go Hard, thank you for coming in, my love. I appreciate you. Precious for Life 2018, thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. Wendell Lewis, thank you for coming in. And my special person, P. Money Mason Chirac. Thank you very much for coming in tonight. I do appreciate you all. You all have a wonderful, blessed night, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in with Forever True TV. I'm your host. Have a blessed night.